Hi, so just thought I'd do a video on these two cars and comparing them, the main differences and any similarities and what they like to drive, costs, performance, comfort, kudos, anything that really comes to mind, cost of buying, cost of maintenance, what they like to drive. So I hope you enjoy the video. Obviously I'm comparing two very different cars here, but I thought, somebody suggested this some time ago, so I thought it might be interesting to create a video comparing the two cars after all the other videos I posted. So enjoy, and without further ado, I'll take you through the two cars now. So this car over here, obviously, got the Ferrari F430, which is the 4.3 litre V8 engine. This particular vehicle was 2008 model. I don't know how much it was to buy new. Probably about 125k, something around that. Don't know, not sure. Don't really care. Cost me 92 from the dealers. I bought this in June last year, June 2022, and I thoroughly enjoyed owning it. And then we've got the Porsche 911 Carrera S. So this is a 3.8 litre straight six engine, rear wheel drive. I bought this vehicle in March 2020, so it would be 3 years next month, and again I thoroughly enjoyed owning this vehicle. I brought it, it's an insurance write-off which I bought through a salvage market, a salvage kind of website, and fixed up and put back on the road really. All in all that cost me £22,000. Without the category, it's probably worth 30 to 35 now. It's got 34,000 miles on it, the 34 and a half probably, and the Ferrari has about 26,700 miles. So two very different vehicles, but also some stark similarities between the two. The Porsche 0 to 60 is 4.9 seconds from factory. The Ferrari 0 to 60 is 4 seconds from factory. I expect I've lost a bit in terms of the speed, the acceleration 0 to 60, because they're really what is a 15-year-old and 17-year-old. That's a 2006, by the way, Porsche Carrera S. So 4.9 and 4 seconds 0 to 60. And brake horse, we've got 355 from factory and 490, I believe, on the F430. Fuel economy, they're both quite juicy in terms of fuel consumption, and really a lot of it depends, I guess, on how you drive the vehicles. I tend to take them out, let them warm up and thrash them about a bit and put them back in the garage. So I'm not really too concerned about fuel consumption. I don't use either as a daily driver. The Porsche, as I mentioned on a previous video, I've bought that as a very much an asset to hand down the family, and the Ferrari has been bought as an investment, but also for me to enjoy while I have it. So yes, I shall now show you some close-ups of the cars and some of the other differences and similarities. Okay. So in this vehicle, as I said, it's a 4.3 highly tuned V8 engine, which screams when you're driving it. Very nice actually. And then on the other vehicle, in this vehicle we've got a 3.8 engine, straight six. Typical of the 911, that have the engine kind of crammed in. So I'll show you some close-ups of both of the engines now. So here we've got the 4.3 V8 engine. You can see the 4 cylinders there, another 4 there, and then moving over to the Porsche, we've got the straight 6, so you can see 3 cylinders there and another 3 on that side. As I said, 3.8 355 brake horse, 0 to 60 4.9 from factory, and 4.3 V8 490 brake horse, 0 to 60 4 seconds from factory. So that's the engines. And then just looking at some other differences which are obvious, you've got the badge. The badge is a stark difference, the German badge, and then of course the Italian badge. The Ferrari's got the lovely S&J emblem on the side. The Porsche doesn't. The Ferrari is very low down, lower in fact than the Porsche. More aerodynamic by design. The front of the vehicle is very low down, the front of the bonnet, compared to the Porsche, which is higher. The Porsche of course has got the classic round headlights, symbolic of the 911. Since the late 60s I believe, when it was first designed, the Ferrari's got more pointed headlights. I'm a big fan of those headlights actually, because it's a lot nicer, the design of the F430 than the earlier 360, in terms of the front at least. The wheels are quite different. I mean that's a given, but the brake discs are different behind the wheels. So the brake discs on the Porsche, I'll admit, they're cheap ones from eBay. Reasonably good quality, nevertheless still cheap. The brake discs on the Ferrari were a 10k optional extra, and they're made of carbon ceramic discs, I believe. You can see them there. And in theory they may never need to be replaced, but it really depends on how hard the vehicle's driven. You've got some lovely air intakes here on the Ferrari, which we don't have on the 911 on the sides. One at the top there, and one at the bottom down here. You can see that. The rear of the vehicle is different. Both vehicles have 2 exhausts either side. That's one of the key similarities here. Both vehicles have 2 exhausts either side. Then moving on to the interior, the Ferrari, really, as you'd expect, it's leaps and bounds ahead. You've got this beautiful leather seat with red piping here. That's an optional extra. The red stitching on the creamer leather. Just really, I really, love this interior on the Ferrari. Absolutely perfect. Rossa red exterior, creamer interior. Always wanted this colour combination for a Ferrari. The leather needs cleaning down there, as you can see. I'm going to give the leather a bit of a clean after I've done this video. A really beautiful car, in my opinion, inside and out. So behind the seats, there's no back seat in the Ferrari. You've simply got a wall and then the engine. It's a mid-engine based car. You've got a nice lovely window there to see the engine through the front and hear it as you're driving, but you've just got these pockets here behind the seats. Some of the F430s have an optional extra, which is a sub in the middle, subwoofer, and some of them have the leather on the wall as an extra. So yeah, real nice smell of leather and sense of luxury in the Ferrari. Moving on then to the Porsche. As I said, this was brought, my first of the two sports cars. And this was purchased from a salvage market. So it was actually written off with 32,000 miles, but not the colour I would personally choose. So it's like a grey leather with lighter grey stitching, as you can see on the seats. Leather on the dash, still nice, still luxurious. You've got these nice pockets here full of rubbish. But you do have rear seats. My phone holder there. You do have rear seats in the 911, and of course these can be pulled forward to provide more storage. So more practical from a storage perspective, and I have to say more practical from a daily driver perspective, and one of affordability. When you're looking at 22k versus 92k, there's a 70k differential. And then finally, I guess, if we look at maintenance costs of the two cars, I'll just stand back so you can see them when I'm talking. The Ferrari I did a recent video on, and maintenance costs have been around 9.1k in, well, what are we on now? 8 months of ownership. Sorry, the Porsche. Well, I mean, I've probably spent 5k in 3 years, so per year, £1,600 versus 9.1. Now I shouldn't have to spend the money I spent on the Ferrari again, because I've got the bonnet resprayed, I've had the clutch replaced because the clutch was worn. The Porsche, I've had some probably big one-off costs, which are all the water pipes replaced. They got corroded. I've had the air conditioning pipes replaced, again through corrosion. I had to drop the engine out to get that done. And both cars now, as far as I'm aware, have had everything done that they need doing mechanically. So, you know, obviously, all in, purchase price and maintenance costs of the Porsche, I'm talking about 27k. For a car with even the cat status now, it's probably worth 30, 28 to 30. So I've actually made money on the Porsche. The Ferrari, we're looking at 101k, resale value probably 90, 85 to 90. So lost money on the Ferrari in the short term. It will make money longer term, I'm convinced of that, because this particular model will go up. If you look at the 355 Berlinta or the 355 F355 model, that's soared in price over time. So I personally think this particular model will go up in time, and it's a good investment. Added to which, I absolutely love driving it. I love making videos, I love sitting in it, and I love talking about it, which is why I've made this channel, really, primarily. Started off talking about Range Rovers, and I've gravitated now to really focusing on my sports cars. Possibly getting a bit boring for some of you when I'm just waffling on about the same cars, but yeah, that's the comparison video of my two sports cars. So hope you enjoyed. See you again next time. The comparison video, of course, would be complete without a comparison of the sound of the vehicles when you start them up.